Hello and welcome back to today's episode. Should I try? Yeah, I'll try that again. Hello and welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about leaders. Maybe that should be my new intro, in which I literally just say like the podcast name and then what we'll do. That actually sounds quite good. So we're going to be talking about leaders because of the episode that was released a few days ago about FX, and I was thinking that I should like clarify some stuff about that and just like talk about leaders in general. So like obviously in K-pop groups, you typically have a member of the group who does the greeting, so like saying, hello, we are Stray Kids. Like Chan says, he starts the greeting, hello, we are Stray Kids. I don't actually know what the full intro is, but that sort of thing. And then you obviously have like the vocals and the rapper, and then you always have a maknae or like the equivalent of the youngest member in different languages. Also, I've not really talked much today, mainly because of the fact that I've been alone most of the day and I haven't been, like, I've had a weird taste in my mouth. And it's like, I don't know, just sometimes you have days in which you don't talk. So like, I'm having word bleh at the moment, So I'm like dealing with that at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna K-pop leaders. So obviously we have quite a few, like we have some groups that actually have more than one leader. So Treasure, their two leaders were Hyunsuk and Jihoon, but it's going to be changed to Asahi and Jungkook, I think. That's actually really bad, isn't it? I can't remember. Yoshi. Wait, no. What am I saying? No, that's. Give us 1 minute. Like as though anyone is expecting anything from this podcast. Jungkook and Asahi. I'm just gonna say Asahi. They are gonna be the new leaders. And honestly, like the leader thing is always kind of weirded me out of like changing the leader. Like I would understand obviously if the leader left and then like you'd be like, oh, this person is gonna become the leader now. So like they're gonna lead the intro. And like that's mainly what it is. So I'm on the subreddit r// K-pop a post by Helena multiple 7. So they were asking about the importance of leader, what do they do different? So we're just gonna be like pulling little things out and just kind of like discussing. So Peri_Cherry said it's kind of similar to a captain of sports. I guess that is kind of true. They gather the team. So like for example Chan from Stray Kids, Bang Chan from Stray Kids, he makes sure that all of the members are there for group photo, and they will be the first person to speak in events, and they will kind of have questions directed to them, and like things to do with activities will be directed towards the lead. So typically it is the person that is most responsible. And I was saying this in FX's video that Victoria is their leader, and I believe she's the oldest member. And I was a little bit, now that I kind of think about it, yeah, it does kind of make sense though that like the person who's the most responsible is the leader. But thinking on terms of, like the South Korea and China's kind of feuds, I was kind of curious about whether or not it would have been more or less logical to have her as the leader, just in case they wanted to promotions. If they wanted to do promotions over there, that would actually make sense because Jun and Minghao from 17, they are representatives of 17 in China, so like they're able to go over and promote 17 when they are allowed to, or at least like I don't know, like scheduled to do promotions over there. So like I guess it makes sense to have a leader who kind of knows how to lead and has those natural leaderistic qualities about them to be the person who represents the whole group, even if not necessarily they are Korean or even the eldest member. And like, I guess that it makes sense now that I'm actually thinking about it more so than like it being based on the nationality of the member and like the biases of the company, I guess. Because like I'm sure SM was kind of like, well, I don't know who, like we don't know. We have 5 members of FX, is it? No, 6. We have X member who would perform best as the leader, and they were like, Victoria, you are now the lead. Well, if she wants to become the leader, she can be the leader. And it was kind of decided that way for SM. And Taeyong from NCT, he was actually the leader of SM Rookie. He naturally has those leaderistic qualities and natural like mothering, I guess, qualities, and is very. I was actually watching a clip the other day where in which he just gets dragged away from the stage by Do Young and I think Johnny or Jaehyun or one of 2 of the members, and no, I think no, it was Do Young and another member. And Jungwoo, and like Johnny was there, and they were like, "You better not bring Taeyong back." And Taeyong's just clawing his way back onto the stage, and like being able to have those playful moments with your member, and then being able to go into it like a serious mode is like, in my personal opinion, really really important for a leader, and like being able to just go with the flow of things is a really important quality to have. Just looking at this next comment. So the group's leader will be under more scrutiny. That's why I think with Chan, going back to Stray Kids, Chan did Chan's room for quite a while, and it was after an award show, and he said about a newer group, that like these groups are not as good at greeting, and that like he wishes that obviously because he is a sunbae in the industry, like an L in the industry, he would like to see that carried on. And like for me personally, I think that is perfectly fine to comment, and like honesty in the K-pop industry is actually very very hard to come by. But what ended up happening was that people then thought it was talking about and then like a lot of hate got directed at Chan for saying something, and it ended up in I guess JYP, maybe potentially Jin Young himself, but at least the company like redacting Chan's ability to do Chan's ring. And like it is an unfortunate thing that like that had to happen, but like I was watching Everglow Up, who is a K-tube, and she said, Cheryl, she said K-pop fans aren't ready for that type of honesty. And like while I have my own issues with Everglow Up being genuinely quite scared of her with her views and also and like her fearlessness, I do think she makes a very good point in that like we as like K-pop fans, we aren't ready for that total brutal honesty. And it's kind of sad because I've always grown up with the idea of speaking honestly and like quote unquote speaking my truth and kind of having that honesty, and knowing that a sector of people can't do that is really upsetting. And I wish that like Chan could still have Chinese room and be able to like hang out with fans, but such is the way of life. And at least we still get to see some of the members doing lives and stuff. So it isn't all dark in the woods of Stayland. I don't know. What do we call the little town that we live in? State. I don't know. And one of the other comments said about the other members pursuing their personal hobbies outside idoldom. I also think that's very true. One of the members of Golden Child, Chu Chan, was it Chu? He plays the violin, and like yeah, I mean, I do know a little bit about playing violin, and I've watched a few videos. It said, oh, it doesn't seem like he does it all too much now, but he certainly has the basics. And like I assume that obviously because of the fact that he is one of the younger members, he is able to pursue those things and do those things outside of his job. Whereas again with Chan, he is the main producer of Stray Kids along with Sriracha, Han and Chang. So if we were to find out that Chan plays like golf, I think it would be really weak because of the fact that like obviously we know he's very dedicated to music and that he is also the lead, and that like he should be kind of more focused on the group. I do think that like we should be allowing all members of the group to be able to do whatever they want to pursue whatever things in life that they want to. And my sister keeps on sending me these Instagram reels, even though she said that she's gonna go for a shower. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realise this. Apparently, GOT7's leader JB postponed his solo career and studied law to be able to go and try and get GOT7's name from J. Oh wow, that's actually really cool. No, he did study business to be able to handle the legalities and paperwork, so that GOT7 would be able to release songs as soon as possible, under their name and keep their name. Fun little fact for you. Well, it's not even a fact. It's it's not even funny. When are created, the company will for something called a trademark, and with that trademark, depending on what properties they fit for, they will be able to promote under that name in them. So, for example, I used to have a sweets. We don't have trademark, but we have insurance. So there is a business called my old name in insurance. We still have that cover. We're going to change it soon to so we can still make things under that name and stuff because we own insurance in that name. We don't obviously own trademark, but able to do stuff name. And as for proper if you're partaking in musical production, you are able to make music under name for as long as the trademark is. And if you want to make baked goods, if you own the trademark for name in baked goods, you are then able to make stuff under. There's been a lot of debate as to whether or not certain people can own the trademark to certain things, very famously the React, and they lost trademark legal battle. It wasn't even a legal battle, but the Fine Bros, was it? I don't know. Whoever made the React channels, I can't remember its name. It's been such a long time. A lot of people got seriously annoyed at the possibility of not them having the trademark to the word, because it's such a universal word that it's technically untrademarkable, because it would prevent the career of so many people because they wouldn't be able to use that word or words that are kind of similar to reaction. They wouldn't be able to use because it potentially infringes on the trademark of place. So that's kind of why I actually love dumping of because I these so much. It's so weird. Sometimes I just dump a load of exposition, and I really did just so yeah, another leader I want to talk about is Jungwon from Hyphen. And when I found out that he was the leader, but why is the Mac the second the lead? And it was through watching videos and stuff that he's actually the most responsible out of the group, or well, not responsible because I would say that the other members are. He was the most responsible in terms of being able to lead a group of people, regardless of their ages and superiority toward one. And having that is actually extremely important. While you want to respect your elders, being able to have the respect of your elders enough for them to say, you know what, even though you are younger, we are going to listen to you and we're going to respect what you're saying because you are able to lead us a lot better than. And I think, obviously, Jungwon was one of the youngest leaders in K-pop at the time of his debut. It really speaks volumes to the fact that he's able. Heesung, who I believe is 3 years older than him, 5. I think he's 3 than Jungwon. He's able to have that respect and being able to lead 5 who we are somewhat significantly on him, and then obviously Nikki being Knee, and being able to have the respect of those in the industry enough to say, even though you are a part of the line, we respect you because you have proven that you deserve respect. And I think that like really does show that one very much deserves position, despite the fact he is one of the youngers. I just completely forgot. Like I don't know how to segue in leader Chaewon from it came out before Lasera. I think just after Lasera Sakura. I'm pretty sure Chaewon when they signed to Hybe, Sakura actually distinct for like stipulations of her contract that she would not be made leader because she didn't want it. And like it's easy, oh, but you're the older, like it would just be easier, and also you have significant experience in the industry. It would, but Sakura doesn't want to be the leader. Like genuinely, there are some people who are suited to these positions, and just doesn't want to be there. And like if I was in a position to become a king, which just to put it out, I'm not that talented in singing. So like like sing like briefly like little snips, and I'm not good at singing. I also can't dance, and like forget being on a stage. Like in school you used to have to like stand up in front of the class to like speak about things. I couldn't even do that. We actually had to have an assessment on like our public English, and I actually had to do it just in front of one teacher, and I damaged myself because I was dead. So like no, like if I was to become a K-pop idol, I would have such massive stipulations to every single thing that like they would be like, V, do you want to become a K-pop idol or not? And I'll be like, not really, no. I just have to wake up at ridiculous times in the morning and I just don't want to. But like being able to say that like I don't think that I'd be good in the leadership is actually mature and longer, because like we all want to prove, but actually being able to acknowledge this is a strength, and I really do respect Sakura that. So she knows that she doesn't want to become leader. She's fine with a leader. Like Chaewon seems to be a very good leader. Obviously, I don't know like much in the time variety show content or like just generally like her leadership qualities because I don't watch the Seraphim content that much. I've seen like little clips and stuff here and there, and like obviously I do follow the group in some capacity, so I don't know whether or not like she is actually a leader, but from what I've seen, she does seem to be good, and there hasn't been any issues for as far like not being a leader. So like I don't. So we're going to be talking about one more group. I think be enough on the just broad and just talking broadly about like leaders and stuff. So NCT, they have 4 lead. So obviously we have Taeyong, leader of NCT 127 and NCT. If you could see me right now, I am 4 lead. Yeah, I'm actually doing it because then we have Mark from NCT Dream and 127. He's the Dream, and then Kun from and what is NCT's Wish leader? I've listened to one. No, not no. It's no hate to them. Their music is very not my type of music. Sion's the leader of NCT, and like obviously you can just say like, oh, why bother having but all of these groups actually really operate as like separate groups just under the name of so like obviously Taeyong isn't the leader right now. Jungwoo is kind of the leader of NCT 127 at the moment, but like Alan was chosen like I due to his leadership qualities. And I don't actually know really about Mark. I think it was just oldest of NCT Dream and then just understood the assignment being able to these children basically. Like he was 18, I'm pretty sure, or 17 when he debuted. It's 20. Yeah, he would have been 17, wouldn't he? Yeah. And like obviously leading Jisung, who was like 14 when he debuted. So like I think it was more like, oh, I'm the eldest, so I have to be responsible now, and then just like fell into the leadership role. And then Kun, I don't think he again just being the eldest, he fit into the leadership role he'd been in NCT. Unassigned members, their debut actually with and then Sion. I don't know anything about Sion's leadership quality. I guess during NCT last start, he showed enough qualities of being able to be a good leader enough for the company to be like, you, yeah. So I guess maybe it is just my I wouldn't say bad takes. I would never. I think these groups and their leaders are very much based on the talents the members are gonna become the leader in and like it's thing that with the issues that China South Korea have had, they would choose to have a Korean leader in or in obviously in an team have a member as the leader. I do feel like it is more to do with the talents, less to do with the nitty, and probably with racial issues like xenophobia in the companies themselves. And like I do feel bad about making that assumption, but I mean I don't really have much evidence to prove unfortunately. And I guess if you you know you didn't appreciate I am sorry, genuinely I'm not ever claiming to be part and that like I can only make time but I never want and I say to kind of be taken out of context and as though like a bad person because I'm not. I just again it's always based on what I know at the time. So, yeah, leaders are very important to the group and the group's success because without a leader I don't necessarily think that a lot of these groups do function in what they do. So I do hope that you enjoyed today's episode of the What Is C-Pop podcast, and I do hope that you check my other episodes out. Yeah, thank you as always, and I will talk to you.